Hey guys, it's been a while since I made a video for you guys, but I've been traveling around a lot and also been working really hard on getting my Winners Edge Club membership site for poker players set up and launched, and that's been really successful over the last week. Now, the nature of this video is going to be about making behavioral changes that last. How do you make behavioral changes that actually stick, that last, and you can take forward in your life? It's been something I've been obsessed about for the last year or so. I've been obviously working with poker players rather than playing myself. I've been obsessed with how can I make lasting changes in the guys I'm working with? How can I make meaningful changes in their life and take on the challenge of actually changing people's lives in that kind of way? So the way I view it is there's a process you need to take. There's a lot of science behind how to make behavioral changes. There's a lot of reason why people can't break habits, why people can't make changes. So the first thing you need to do is decide what you want. Have a goal. I think a lot of people skip getting clarity on what they want, but you need to know what you're aiming for. So that's good. Have a goal, say a year, 6-month, 12-month goal that's really meaningful that you want to achieve. Then you need to break that down into action steps. So first you break down, say, a 12-month goal into 90-day goals, monthly goals, then weekly checkpoints. So it's really important to think about, okay, a goal is great to have something to aim for, but you need actions that you're taking on a weekly basis. So I like to call it MITs, most important tasks. So what do I need to do every day? I always need to know what needs to be done today so that I'm on track for my goal. So breaking down those yearly goals into checkpoints, into steps that you're going to take is so important. And you also need to make sure you break it down into small enough steps that you're completing them, that you're actually following through. A lot of people make the mistake of setting things too big. So they'll try and achieve a goal. They'll set themselves a weekly target that's quite difficult to achieve, almost like too difficult that they'll fail most times. You need to create these steps that are so small that you make them consistently, so it feels like you're making progress. You know that you're making progress towards your goals just by ticking off these steps. So that's the first thing. Have a goal, then break it down into steps, checkpoints that you know are keeping you on pace for your goals. The next thing is a community. Having a community that supports you, helps you with your goals. This can't be overlooked. You really do need a support system. Everyone does. I was lucky in my poker career. I live with very supportive guys who are also high stakes poker players. So I have that support system in my house, which was great. If you don't have that, you do need a community that you can grab onto to actually help you with your goals. It's the exact reason I've set up the Winners Edge Club membership site to get together ambitious poker players who are like-minded, who are sharing goals with each other, who are helping each other with problems, who are really like digging in with each other and on the same journey, helping each other achieve their goals. I think it's super important to have that community that you can fall back on and really help you to move forward. So once you've got your goals broken down, then you've got a community in place. The next thing is that your goals need to be important to you. You need to want to change behaviors in order to be able to change them. Now, a lot of people kind of want stuff like, I kind of want to be a poker pro. I kind of want to lose weight. I kind of want to put on loads of muscle. Like, it's not good enough. Like, if you want something, you've got to really want it. It's got to be important to you. It's got to mean something to you in your life. If it doesn't, you won't achieve it. I've got loads of stuff I want to do, but it's not important enough for me to think about it, like to really think I really want this, and as a result I'll not do it. I know myself well enough, like I've got to have that drive, I've got to have that urgency. It's got to be really important for me to achieve it. So think about what you're trying to achieve, make it important, make it important. If it is important, make it important. Think about it, what it'll do for your life. So if it's poker goals, how will making more money really affect your life? What will you be able to experience? So for me, it was really important to have success in poker because that was going to set myself up financially for the future, to be able to live in Bali full time, to travel the world, all these cool stuff. It was important to me, so I need to have success in poker. So make sure you're focusing on a few goals at a time, and the ones you do focus on, make sure they are really important to you. Then, after you've made it important, the next thing is you got to make it easy. You got to make it easy for yourself. I fall victim to this one all the time where I don't make my life easy enough. And I think I'm going to have willpower, I think I'm going to have discipline, and then I'm surprised that, oh, I didn't follow through on something. Oh, I didn't do that behavior. So how do you make things easier? First thing to make things easier is control your environment. So many things these days, so much stimulus coming at us 24/7, 365. We almost can't get away from stimulus coming in unless you take measures to control your environment. So the first thing you've got to do is think about, okay, how can I simplify things? For me, I put my phone in airplane mode. I don't have my phone on me when I'm working. When I'm grinding, I used to not have my phone in the office. I used to disable the browser on my laptop. When I'm eating, I'm trying to eat healthy. I don't have any unhealthy foods in the fridge. Period. Unhealthy foods. Yes, I can still go to the shop and get them, but I've controlled my environment to make it much easier to eat healthy, much easier to stay on track. Next thing, limit choices. So I like to schedule my time. I like to know what I'm doing when, so I'm not indecisive, because we're all like this. If you've got multiple things you can be doing, should I watch YouTube? Should I play poker? Should I study? Should I listen to the podcast. So many things to do, we end up being indecisive and procrastinating, and we think having loads of choices is good, but limit it. Have a scheduled time to do the things that you want to do, and that's the most key thing for productivity. Really scheduling your time and going, right, 8 o'clock, I'm playing poker. 9 o'clock, I'm having a break. 10 o'clock, I'm doing some studying. 11 o'clock, I'll have a break, maybe watch podcasts. Like, really think about how your day is going. Limit choices for each section of the day. It's really important to make things easy for yourself, control your environment. Next thing for that is have a roadmap. So basically, have a plan. What you're doing and why you're doing it. Again, it takes a bit of indecision. If you know you've got goals that are broken down and you know that you're on track for your goals just by following through, it's much easier than just thinking on the fly, should I do this behavior or should I do that? And I fall victim to this many, many times where I'm like, I want to do 9 things at once. I'm like, let's just do them all. And then I end up doing none of them. And it's like, oh, great, well done, Adam. You've got to be realistic with yourself and go, okay, I can only do one thing at a time. What needs done? What needs done in a day? What needs done in a week? So now you've made it easy for yourself. The next thing you can do is use neurohacks. So neurohacks are super cool. Basically, a fancy way of saying use your body to change your mind. The kind of old model of thinking was that, okay, we need to think something and feel something before we can actually take action. And now the kind of new school of kind of biohackers, neurohackers are saying, hold on a second, we don't need to feel motivated, we don't need to feel like taking action, we can just take action, then the feelings come after. So neurohack means using your body, using your physiology, using your like an emotional state to take action and then hope, well, knowing that the feelings will come later. So I do this all the time myself. When I was a poker player, I used to just start my grind. No, I didn't want to start it, but once I got going, momentum would take over and I would start to feel a lot better about it. So it's almost like fake it till you make it, or as the latest science is showing, fake it till you become it. I'd recommend watching Amy Cuddy's TED Talk on this, really good about neurohacks and how like you put a pen between your teeth and your physiology changes, your testosterone rises by doing power poses, loads of cool stuff, how your body can change your physiology, and that's a really important thing. So the real takeaway from that is that you can just take action regardless. Learn how to take action, learn how to drive yourself to actually pull that trigger and take action, and then know that the feelings will come. Too many people are driven by their feelings and think they wait for their feelings to dictate. Do I feel like playing today? Yes or no? And they use that answer to dictate whether they sit down and play poker. I don't. You shouldn't do that. You should just go, okay, I'm going to play anyway, take the action. Then once I start, maybe the feeling will come, but I'm going to fake it until I kind of feel it anyway, and then take an action and get in the habit of taking action regardless how you feel is such a powerful thing. Next, they need to be captivating. So you need to have a reward system in place that you feel like you're getting something for it. As humans, we're pretty selfish. We only do things when we're getting rewarded for it. So we either move towards pleasure or away from pain. But we also, like, we want to reward it quite quickly. Like, not many people can do behaviors over and over and over without seeing any progress, without seeing anything coming in. So with poker, sometimes a lot of players are short-sighted and they want instant reward with money. And if they don't get that, they go on, they tilt, they feel frustrated, feel angry because they're not getting the instant reward. But you need to get that something captivating, that you create a reward system for yourself with what you do. And the best reward system you can create is an intrinsic reward. So just the feeling of doing the activity, the reward is the activity itself. So for me, I've got that with the gym. Just going to the gym, I feel energized, my physiology changes, I feel better, my body looks better, I get enough intrinsic reward from it that the activity itself motivates me to do more of the activity itself. So that's the ultimate reward system. If not, think about how you can think of a positive of doing the behavior. Why do you want to change certain behaviors? Why do you want to do things? And how can you make that rewarding for yourself? Because if there's no reward system, you're going to get sick of it eventually. And that's what a lot of people do. They try to use discipline, willpower. I'll just power through and just do it. And then, they don't realize that that's going to burn out, because we need some sort of captivating reward system to keep doing it. Also, make the activity fun. No matter what it is, think about, have a curious mind. Think how a child would think about the activity you're doing. When you're playing poker, narrate the hands, try and guess cards. Just really try and make it fun for yourself. Even if it's a mundane activity like studying or something that you don't enjoy, try and think, how can I make this more fun for myself? And that's going to allow you to form the habit going forward. And finally, the final piece of the puzzle is make it ingrained. So make it ingrained in terms of the habit loop. So when you repeat things, our brains want to save energy. So when you repeat things over and over, it becomes more ingrained, it becomes a habit. So habits work because the brain wants to save energy. So if the brain's saving energy, it hardwires it to remember the information and make it easier for you to do it again. So habits form because the brain's saving energy. So when you do things like get up on time, study at a certain time, do a certain amount of grind hours, go to the gym 4 times a week, it becomes easier and easier because your brain's getting used to it, you're getting hardwired to it. So how do you ingrain activity? First off, you make a plan for when you're going to do it. So what's the decide on the behaviour you're going to do, then make a plan on the time of day and the day of the week you're going to do it, exact times, then just repeat constantly, consistently, follow through and actually do the activity, knowing that when you're starting something new, it's difficult because your brain's got to use a lot of energy to do it. Hence it's hard to stick to, like, start exercising, it's hard to start a new diet because your brain takes a while to get used to it, and then realize it gets easier as you get going because your brain gets more hardwired for it and you can keep going longer. So that's 7 changes that you can use to make lasting behavioral changes. It's 7 tools almost that you can implement into your days and lives when you're changing behaviors, and the more of them you can use, the better. Now, certain behaviors, certain habits that you're trying to form, you're going to use different ones. Like, for example, if it's an automatic behavior like biting your nails, for example, you're much better off making it easy. It's easy not to bite your nails, so you'd wear gloves or something like that. But basically, think about the behavior that you're doing, think about the habit that you're trying to form, and then think about, okay, which of these 7 tools that I've just given you would be effective. Try them all out, see how that would work for you. And if you've got all 7 in place, super high success rate. So I think people look for shortcuts, people look for the easy answers, the easy solution, magic fixes, and obviously there is like some stuff you can do, some hacks and stuff like that, but sometimes you've got to put loads of systems in place, you've got to listen to what the science is saying, you've got to put a more advanced system in place to actually get the results you want. So this is what I'm really obsessed about. I'm probably going to be obsessed with this for the next decade, but this is my thoughts on it right now. I do feel like that you need all these angles covered in order to make lasting behavioral change, because a lot of guys are struggling out there. A lot of people are really not in the place they want to be in their life. They haven't formed the habits they want, they can't get out of bed on time, they're not working as hard as they want, and they feel a bit lost, they feel a bit demoralized right now. So I want to tell you guys that you're not lost, you're not hopeless, you do have the power to change. You just need to be open-minded, you just need to be looking for solutions, trying new things until you find something that works. If you find something that works, keep doing it. If you don't, try something else. There's so many options. So hope you guys found this really useful. My thoughts right now on making lasting behavioral change. If you guys are poker players and you're interested in taking your game to the next level, I'll put a link into the Winner's Edge Club below. You guys can check out my new club I've started for poker players to help them use all these tactics on a daily, weekly basis, plus accountability, plus monitoring to help them get the results they want. But plenty more videos coming from me very soon.